Hey y'all, and welcome to today's video. So today's video, as you all saw from the title, we are doing a full face of e.l.f. cosmetics. Now I'm sure a lot of you all are getting tired of e.l.f. being in every single video, but guess what? It's just that good and everybody needs to know about it. So if you like this video while you're watching it, give it a thumbs up, hit that subscribe button, turn on your notifications, do all the things, and let's get into today's video. So I just realized that when I filmed the intro, I did not have my hair pulled back. So yeah, let's get this hair pulled back. And you guys, so I am in such a good mood today. Feels amazing outside. I have the windows open. I'm just feeling good today. And I was like, you know what? Yeah, I already filmed a video this week, but guess what? We're gonna do another one. And I also have a lot of new makeup. Ooh, sorry, the voice. Alright, I think I'm gonna just apologize for my voice ahead of time. So yeah, it was not doing this before we started this video, but you know what? Here we are. We're just gonna roll through it. So yeah, normally you guys don't see this portion of the video, and I figured, you know what, let me just show everybody what I've been doing lately. And while I take a bite of this gummy bear, so these two products that I'm going to be using to prep, it's the Naturium BHA Liquid Exfoliant 2%, and then I also have the Naturium Multi-Peptide Moisturizer. Slow down, Jessica. So I started using both of these after I saw them in GLAM's video, and she actually got this from Nikki LaRose. This was like her makeup prep. So of course it went from Nikki to Allie, and then of course every other influencer or YouTuber that watched the video, because that's just how we roll around here. So I have been loving these. I used to use the Polish Choice exfoliant from Amazon, and after I got done with chemotherapy, of course my skin did change a little bit, and that used to make my skin really red and almost ashy in certain spots after I would use it. So I've been using this. So we're gonna go in with this first, and usually I just keep little like cotton rounds of some sort here in my vanity, and I usually just do this as basically kind of the first step of prepping my skin for makeup. I also use this even on days when I don't wear makeup, because I just think it's like a really good product overall. There is a very light scent to it, but it doesn't smell super strong or medicinal or anything like that. I really don't know how to explain it. The little bit of a scent that it does have doesn't really bother me. So if you're somebody who is kind of sensitive to scents, I wouldn't let that worry you at all before buying this product. Now I'm just going to go right on top of that with the Peptide Moisturizer. Very first item from Naturium that I ever used was their SPF Dew sunscreen, and usually if I'm going to be wearing makeup, that is the sunscreen that I will wear. My go-to sunscreen if I'm just going to be out by the pool or something is still my ride or die, my Purito, but I'm not sure if you can actually get that anymore. So yeah, the Naturium is great. You can get it at Target. I highly recommend this brand. This also does not have scent. And I think I got the color worked out on the camera too. Like whenever I was watching my last video, I noticed that there was a moment when I opened my mouth, like I guess more than normal, and my teeth looked extremely yellow, and my teeth did not look like that in real life. So I think right now I've got my color pretty good. So let me know what you guys think, and if you all think my color looks okay on your end. I know it's hard to tell because I really don't have anything in my background. So yeah, just whatever you guys think, let me know. I'll say though that I do have our windows open. It is such a beautiful day here. It just feels like a nice summer day, but yet I have a pumpkin candle going in the living room, but you know, that's just how I roll. So I'm gonna be using the e.l.f. Soft Glam Satin Foundation again today. Yes, you've already seen me use this in my video, but guess what? I finally got my bronzing drops, so I am dying to try these together. And before I get ahead of myself, I'm gonna go in with the e.l.f. Liquid Poreless Putty Primer. I think this is such a good pore primer, especially for the price. Like, you can't get much better than that, and it works so well. It's just so good. It really does not have a scent to it. I'm gonna rub that mainly in this area here, and then after I rub that in, I'm actually gonna press the product down into it to actually make sure it fills in any of those pores that need it. I also do think that this primer does give a little bit of a blurring effect to the face. Since I went in with the moisturizer and the BHA, I'm not even going to worry about putting any other primer around the other parts of my face. This is definitely going to be a learning experience for me because I have never used bronzing drops before, typically because I really don't tan, and this year I've actually been able to tan really well. It's been difficult for me to find a tanner shade in the foundations that I like, so I was like, you know what, let's try the bronzer drops. Let's see if it warms my foundation up a little bit. I did get the shade Rose Gold in this one, and I do think it's the lightest of the three bronzing shades. What I'm going to do is I'm going to take the Soft Glam foundation, is shade 14 Fair Cool, and I am just going to put it on my little palette here. I feel like a makeup chemist over here. This is what I have on the little palette. Now I'm going to take the bronzing drops, and we're just going to, okay, we're going to take just that much right there, and we're going to mix this together just to see how much of a difference this made. And I'm going to be using the e.l.f. Ultimate Blending Brush. This is one of my favorite foundation brushes, not just from the drugstore, but ever. Okay, I can't really tell if there's actually any change in the actual foundation itself. I don't know if maybe like I didn't mix it up enough, if I didn't put enough in it, because this is what it looks like after mixing it up. What I'm going to do is I'm going to take the product that's on here, I'm going to take it off with my finger, and basically I'm just going to use what's left on here just to do this side of my face, and then I'm going to do something a little different on the other side and see if there's a difference. This is such a nice foundation. Like I said in the beginning, I know a lot of people probably get tired of hearing about e.l.f., but you know what? Not everybody out there likes expensive makeup. Not everybody out there who likes expensive makeup can afford to buy expensive makeup. So when you have brands like e.l.f. that just keeps killing it in the makeup department, you know, people want to know that. And guess what? I don't care. I will talk about e.l.f. every single video because it's just that good. And most people have just come to love drugstore products. So I got this blended out on the one side of the face. I don't feel like it's any darker than the first time that I used it. So we're going to do something a little bit different. I'm going to take some of this, put it on my finger, and there is what the consistency of the bronzing drops look like. It does feel kind of like a foundation. There is what the drops look like just by themselves. Okay, so this isn't really spreading very easily, so I'm actually going to grab another brush. This is the e.l.f. Duo Complexion Brush, and we're going to see how this could be a disaster, but that's the good thing about makeup, is it comes off. And you know, it's fun to experiment. Alright, so you can definitely tell just on this side of the face that there is a very orangey tint, and it almost reminds me of a really bad self-tan job. The drops definitely are a little orange. Here is the left side blended completely out, and there it is versus the right side. How pretty is that, y'all? Y'all just can't beat that. That is an $8 foundation right there. Like, it's just beautiful. Gummy bear break. Okay, so you can see how it did leave the discoloration on my brush. What I'm going to try now is I'm going to put some of this foundation right on the brush itself, about that much. And then we're going to go over the bronzing drops, and we're going to see if this changes the tone of the foundation. I will say that this complexion brush, I don't really know exactly what you're supposed to use this for. I also have the IT Cosmetics version of this, and typically that is what I would use for like lighter foundations. But this brush is just a little bit too soft. I'm going to put a little bit more foundation on this brush. I'm going to start at the top because that's kind of where it needs it the most. And then I'm going to bring that down. Alright, so the foundation did cover the bronzing drops pretty good. And I did have a little bit of a pimple that popped up there this morning. Of course, it is not completely covered. But it is definitely disguised. I tried to say this 3 times, y'all. Now that we've got both sides completely blended out, here is the side that has the bronzing drops actually mixed in with the foundation. And then here is the side that the bronzing drops were put on before the rest of the foundation. There is a very slight shade difference in this side. I don't think it is enough of a shade difference to say that you could use this just as a way to get your favorite foundation to your tanner shade. Maybe the darker versions of this might work a little bit better. And who knows, maybe I mixed this completely wrong. Both sides of the face are very pretty regardless. This foundation gives the prettiest, just slight shine to the face. Like, this is how I want every foundation that I use to look. It is just beautiful. And to be honest with you, ever since I got this foundation, I've really not wanted to use anything else, which, you know, is a good thing, but, you know, at the same time, I have so much more makeup in there that needs some love too. Alright, so I think the base looks really great. I don't think it needs really any powder, And most of the products that I'm going to be using today are cream products anyway. Just first impressions of these, I'm not quite sure that it made a big enough difference in the foundation for me. Like I said, I'm going to try mixing it a little bit better. I'm also going to try to mix with more of a thinner formula foundation to see if that works, because this formula is not a super thin formula anyway. So that could be another reason why these just aren't mixing super well. I do have new blush and bronzer that I'm going to be using today. They are Putty Bronzer and then Luminous Putty Blush. I have never used either one of these before. The e.l.f. blush I got in the shade, I think this is Maui. Yes, it's in the shade Maui. Now, I've never used any of their putty items except for their primer. So these are going to be new for me. To apply the blush, I'm going to go in with the Real Techniques 449. And I'm just going to dip right into the product itself. This does have a really pretty, like, shiny appearance. That little bit of like the gold fleck that's in there, and I'm hoping that it doesn't leave that gold fleck on the skin. So there's how much is on the brush after a couple little dabs. I'm gonna rub some of this off on a paper towel, and then I'm gonna go in on the cheeks. Y'all, I just got way ahead of myself because I was really looking forward to using this. Okay, I've got to use my bronzer first. I can't do blush before bronzer. So let me rewind. I'm going to go in with the e.l.f. Putty Bronzer, and this is in the shade FEELIN Shady. This is the lightest of the cream shades that they have. In the pan, I have swatched this. This does look like it has a little bit of a neutral, cool undertone, so I'm really hoping that's how it pulls on the skin. I'm going to use the Morphe A58. I'm going to dab into the product. I'm not really seeing any payoff right now. I'm going to dip into this again. You can definitely tell where I'm hitting it, so okay, I can feel something there, but I'm not seeing anything. Alright, let's try a different brush. I wish I would have bought my backup of the Haley's Beauty foundation brush, because I've seen quite a bit of people use it for a cream bronzer brush. Wow, say that 3 times fast. And it looks like it works really well. This time I'm going to go in with my Nisa buffing bronzer brush. Wow, like the bees are hard today, y'all. See if this works any better. Alright, so I can definitely feel it. It feels like there is something there, but I don't know if it's just this top layer of this. I don't know what the deal is, y'all. It does look like there is a little bit there. Alright, third time is a charm. I'm going to go in with the trusty finger. This time I'm going to put some dots here. And to be honest, looks like it wipes itself away. So so far not loving this. I'm really hoping that we get a better payoff with the blush. I zoomed you all in just a little bit so you all can see that I have applied that. This really isn't giving me the payoff that I wanted. That kind of sucks. I want to keep this video all e.l.f. This is the e.l.f. Primer Infused Bronzer, and this is in the shade Forever Sunkissed. I have also not used this yet, so hopefully this is a little bit better than the Putty Bronzer. There's what that shade looks like. I'm really hoping that this doesn't pull too warm. And I finally get to use one of my new Haley's brushes. This is their powder brush, but I got this specifically to use with bronzers. That definitely has some pigment to it. Okay, yeah, that is very pretty. Oh yeah, love this. I think this has just the right amount of warmth in it. I'm gonna go in with this on the other side too. Really love this brush too. Alright, so Primer Infused Bronzer for the Wind. This is definitely going to be my go-to summer bronzer because one, this blended out so nicely. It does almost give this really soft, like blurred look to the skin over here. There's no scent and it has that just a perfect amount of warmth that I like. We had have a little bit of a setback, but you know what? e.l.f. came in for the win, as they always do. Right, now we're gonna go in with the Luminous Putty Blush. Please work better than the bronzer did. That, I can definitely see the pigment on the brush. Okay, wow. You can definitely see, I guess it's because the light coming down, I can definitely see it better through my viewfinder on my camera than I can on my mirror. And holy cow, that is beautiful. Yeah, that is very pretty. I remember when I was so scared to use blush, like I was like always worried that I was gonna look like a clown, and I don't know why. You know, it's just makeup. So even if you do put on just a little bit too much, you know what, you can wipe it off. At the end of the day, it's just makeup. We can't be scared of it. It does give you this nice healthy glow. There isn't really any shimmer in it, so you're not really getting that gold fleck like you actually see in the pan. I'm actually going to bring that just over top of the nose a little bit, just for that sun-kissed look. The complexion is beautiful. I will definitely be continuing to use this. We are just going to go straight into the eyes. I'm going to use the e.l.f. Bite Size eyeshadow, and this is in the shade Rosewater. These little bite-sized duos are so nice. They are some of the best little small palettes that are in the drugstore. I think they are just so beautiful. I am going to go in with my Rare Beauty eyeshadow primer, especially since I didn't use concealer today. A 506 brush, blend that out. So what is everybody's summer plans? Do you guys have vacations planned? Have you all already been on vacation? We finally have a beach trip scheduled later this year. We are going to St. Augustine, and we haven't been to St. Augustine since 2021. 2021. And we loved it. We only spent about a day and a half there because we were like on a trip doing other things. So I'm super happy to be going back, and we're going to be staying with my parents in a little condo. We're taking Sindel with us, so I'm like super looking forward to just getting away, staying at the beach, and having a really relaxing vacation, because I enjoyed going to Gatlinburg. It was a really nice little getaway, but it was anything but relaxing. So your girl is just ready to lay on the beach, get bronzed up, and drink her pineapple and coconut. Yes, that's the life I want to live. For the first shade in this palette, I'm going to go in with this shade here. I'm actually going to go all over the lid with this. And this is a BH Cosmetics brush. It's just a really nice, big, fluffy brush. I'm going to do the same thing to the other eye. These are very powdery. That is one thing, so I do recommend tapping off your brush before you go to apply the shade to your eye. Alright, so now that I have that shade like all over the eyelid, I'm wanting to darken that up just a little bit. So I'm going to take a little bit smaller but fluffy brush. I lied. I'm not going to take a smaller fluffy brush. This is just a blending brush, and I'm going to take that same color that I just did and see if I can just darken up that crease right here just a little bit. I'm not doing like a super crazy eye look today. In the summer, I don't wear a lot of eye makeup anyway. I might just put like a color on the crease and a little bit of shimmer on the lid and just go. I just really like the natural, more bronzy look. So I took that same shade and I just like darkened up that crease a little bit. Now I'm going to go in with this shade here, and I'm going to apply this shade all over the lid. These little bite-sized eyeshadow palettes are so good. I want to say that they are less than $5. They have quite a few different tones of these. Of course, this is one of my favorites. I do think they have like a blue that's really, really pretty. It's a lot of them are really hard to find, especially if you are going in like Walmart or someplace like that. I do have a little bit of fallout right here and right here, so I'm going to take a super fluffy brush and just fluff that away. We're going to go back into the eyes. Not quite done yet. I can't find the brush that I was looking for, so I'm going to take this Morphe A18 brush, and I'm going to take that first shade that we put on the lid, and I'm going to kind of just run this all the way under the lower lash line. And it is a super light shade. It's really just gonna give the eyes just a little bit of a dimension. Yeah, there was just enough color to that shade that I just think it just makes the eyes look a little more open. I kind of want to test this shade out here too. I'm gonna grab another little like packer brush, and I'm going to focus that darker shimmer just over here towards the corner of the eye and just kind of stamp that down. Well, that really didn't do what I was hoping it would do. Okay, so that's not working. I'm going to stamp this right there on the edge. And that did darken up that eye just enough. I didn't want to go in with that deep shade in here because I didn't want to make the eyes look too dark and smoky. I think that was like perfect. The great thing is about these palettes, because you can build these up, or you can just go as lightly as you want to go from a day to a night look in one eyeshadow palette. These are also so great to travel with. Highly recommend these bite-size eyeshadows. While I'm thinking about it, I'm gonna do it now because I meant to do it before I even started the video, but I got a couple of the e.l.f. Glow Reviver lip oils. I got this in a clear shade, and then I got it in a pink shade. Okay, they do smell a little minty, but I wanted to just pop this on the lips just to kind of let the lips hydrate a little bit while I was doing the rest of the makeup. Okay, so yeah, that feels really nice. It feels just like a glossy lip oil. It has a little mint flavor to its scent. The one thing is I don't like how large that doe foot applicator is. So we're gonna just let that sit there until we get finished with the rest of the makeup. Love me some shiny lips. I just realized that I don't have a single e.l.f. eyeliner. I was trying to find a eyeliner that would go with this look that I had going on, and I really don't have very many drugstore pink eyeliners. I'm gonna use the Sephora since it is a little cheaper on the spectrum. This is their 12-hour colorful eyeliner, and this is in the shade Berry Sweet. She's like kind of a deep sparkly pink. I don't know why I tried to do that. Y'all know I can't do that. Before we get into mascara and lips, I'm going to go in with a setting spray, and this is actually one of my favorite setting sprays from the drugstore. It's the DEWY Coconut Setting Mist. These setting sprays I think are so good and so underrated, and I think this one in particular is so good, especially in the summertime. Obviously, it smells like coconut, so you just can't beat it. But I feel like these are great before and after makeup. And during the day, like if you're just out in the sun and your skin feels kind of like dried out, like it like needs like this nice like drench of something, these are it. These are so good. Throw them in your gym bag, throw them in your beach bag. They are just an all-around great drugstore setting mist. And also, I love the sprayer. It smells so good. It smells like laying on a beach. It's one of my favorite smells of all time. Look how nice and like hydrated and just healthy that this complexion looks. Like all of these products just look so good with each other. And now for mascara, we're gonna use the Lash and Row mascara. I've had this for a little bit now, and I think I've only used it one time, so I really don't remember how I liked this. This does feel like, oh, I just got it on the eyelid. This does feel like it has like a wet formula. Now, I said it before, but I'm really not going to give you a review on the mascara. I don't think it's fair. It doesn't seem to work any better or any less. Well, I can say that it does work less than some other mascaras that I have, but it's a good mascara. Clean up that little bit that I got on my eyelid here. And a little trick, whenever you get mascara on your face or your eyelid, wait till that dries and then get you one of these little spoolies and just kind of like rub over top of it, and it scratches the mascara right off and it doesn't mess up the rest of your makeup. Now, let's get to lips. I'm gonna wipe off that little bit of lip oil that I still have on there. I also do not have an e.l.f. lip liner, which I just really didn't get my shit together before I started this video, did I? The plus side of that is it made me realize that I needed to get some e.l.f. and a couple of products. I do have an e.l.f. lipstick that I'm going to use, and it's their O Face Satin Lipstick. First off, let's talk about this packaging. Yeah, it's just black and white, but one, y'all know I love that. And two, it just feels like so nice and sleek. And then it also has the little magnetic top, kind of like the NARS does. So pretty. Now, I don't have an e.l.f. lip liner, so I grabbed 2 drugstore lip liners out. But the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to swatch this. This is in the shade, this is in the shade O Face. Okay, so it's their satin lipstick and then shade O Face. Right. There is what that shade looks like. It definitely looks a little more like a warm tone than I expected it to be. I got 2 different lip liners here. I got the ColourPop Lippy Pencil in the shade Cool BFF. This is definitely more of a brown pink lip liner. And then this is the NYX Line Loud Lip Pencil, and this is in the shade Leave a Legacy. Oh, these are super creamy. Okay, so I think we're going to go in with the NYX because it's almost a perfect match to this lipstick. One day I will figure out how to keep my neck from cramping. So I think this lip liner is going to be like a perfect combo with this lipstick. Oh yeah. It definitely has like a nice satin finish to it. And even though we went with more of a pink eye today, this shade does lean a little more warm and a little more orange than I was expecting it to, but it actually works really well. So I almost forgot that I got this e.l.f. Sun Boss gloss that I wanted to use, and I was so excited whenever I saw this because I was like, wow, like nobody has really made a true gloss with SPF in it. I think that this is going to look really great over this lip combo. This is in the shade Pink Me Girl. Okay, it does have like that coconutty scent. It almost smells just like that setting mist. That was like the perfect combo. These are almost an identical match for one another. So if you already have this gloss or if you already have this lipstick, y'all need to get the other one because they are perfect together. It's not super thick. I am glad that you're not getting that SPF taste that you can tend to get with a lot of lip products that do have SPF in it. So I love that. Even though this is called Pink Me Girl, I do think this leans a little too warm for me. There is another shade that I might grab that I think is a little more pink, but it might be a little bit darker than this. But it would be great if they would come out this in a clear formula, if they can, because that would be amazing. All right, y'all, so that is it for today's look. I feel like, again, we had a lot of winners in this video. Oh, it's e.l.f. I mean, we already knew how much I liked the Soft Glam foundation. I've been using this ever since I got it every time that we've gone out, and it's really just been my go-to foundation. I absolutely love it. The bronzing drops I am gonna have to continue to use because I'm not really quite sure if I just didn't have like enough of each other to really kind of darken this up, so I am gonna have to continue playing with these. The Putty Bronzer had a little bit of a fail with that. I do feel like I really didn't get a whole lot of payoff with this. However, the Primer Infused Bronzer, it came in for the win. This is definitely one of my favorites in this video. The Putty Blush, definitely another winner. That just gave the most pretty, luminous, healthy finish. I cannot recommend these enough. These are some of my favorite drugstore eyeshadow palettes, and I don't know why I don't have all these yet because I feel like I need them. The Poreless Putty Primer, another favorite of mine. I think this stuff is so great. It is so underrated. The mascara, to me right now, it was just another black mascara. There are a lot better drugstore mascaras out there. The e.l.f. lip oil, it was okay. It was just another lip oil. One thing I don't like is I don't like how large the doe foot applicator is. I think if they came out with a smaller applicator, I would be more apt to use this. So yeah, that's kind of like my only thing with that. Another favorite is the Dewy Coconut Setting Mist. This is such a great drugstore mist. Definitely another underrated product from e.l.f. So yeah, that is it. I hope everybody found this video helpful. What other e.l.f. products are you using that I need to use? Definitely need recommendations on a lip liner and some eyeliner because obviously I don't have either. So yeah, let me know down below and I will see you guys next time. Bye.